My dividend growth portfolio just hit a brand new all-time high as far as annual dividend income, which means of course we have to go through another portfolio overview and I have to show you guys exactly how much dividend income we're sitting at as of right now. Now, if you guys are new here, this is one of my dividend growth portfolios that's currently valued at around $539,000. And even though this portfolio isn't sitting at all-time highs, it's pretty close to it. But like I said a second ago, the dividend income has reached a new high, so we have to go over that in a second. But before we do that, we have to go through a portfolio overview, which for this video's sake, we are going to be going over my entire portfolio, or at least most of it. I've added more positions to my master dividend tracker, which you guys can grab the first link in my description. But as of right now, this is where the portfolio sits, and these are my multiple portfolios all in one place, which is awesome. We're currently at around $60,000 in total dividends and around $5,000 per month, so we are still missing some positions in here. I have to keep adding more in, because as of right now, I think we're around $6,100 per month in total. But so far, as this portfolio sits, we're sitting at 1,748 shares of BDJ, which side note here, a lot of the BlackRock ETFs, if you guys are invested into them, they did just pay out some long-term capital gains, which is awesome and definitely helped my dividend income for this month. Then I have 1,100 shares of Devo, which that's not correct. I do have more shares of Devo across my portfolio, so I have to update that and get that accurate here. Then we have 1,262 shares of Verizon stock as of right now. We have the 1,000 shares of Apple stock. We have 1,679 of QYLD. We have just shy of 2,800 shares of Realty income. And this might be accurate, this might be a little bit low, but we're sitting around that range. We have around 1,248 shares of JetB. We have 740 shares of EPD, which I've been grabbing a ton of EPD as of lately, side notes. We have 700 shares of BST, 611 of MPW, 503 shares of JEPQ. We have 300 shares of OHI. We have 246 shares of NUSI. We have 194 of XYLD, 490 of SHD, which we do have more now. I have to update this. We next have 310 shares of Altria. We have 250 shares of NNN. We then have 100 shares of JP Morgan, 293 shares of Vici, 59 shares of Kinder Morgan, 221 shares of Maine, 89 shares of Walgreens, 220 of WP Carey. We have 47 shares of PNW, 220 of TSLY. We have 24 shares of UPS, 20 shares of PBA, 18 shares of ABR. Then we have 16 shares of Extra Storage Space, 17 shares of SPG. We have 12 shares of SVOL, 9 shares of Stag, 8 shares of T-Row, 19 shares of Kimberly-Clark, 3,200 VNQ, and 200 shares of Coca-Cola. Now, like I said, if you guys are interested in grabbing this dividend tracker specifically, which you can track all your portfolio's progress, it's the first link in the description down below. Now, in the TD Ameritrade portfolio, we did just hit a brand new milestone of over $26,000 of annual income, and this is just for this portfolio. And keep in mind, these aren't all super accurate, but this portfolio is moving along quite nicely. I've been buying a ton of shares of SHD, 2 shares on a daily basis every single day. That's my main rule, especially moving forward into 2024. I want to buy at least 2 to 3 shares of SHD every single day, no matter what. Now, currently across all the portfolios, I haven't added them up as of recently, but I think I'm sitting at around 520, maybe 535 shares, somewhere in that range of SHD, and hopefully by the end of next year, we'll be somewhere around 1,000 shares. Now, another position that I'm planning on grabbing a lot more sometime soon here, especially if we do see maybe somewhat of a pullback, I want to grab a lot more shares of the JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF, JEPQ. Now, one of the main reasons I'm planning on grabbing a lot more JEPQ very soon here is because I'm looking for something that's higher yielding, but also something that's relatively safe. And JEPQ, since inception, has performed pretty well. It offers a good dividend yield, and I think that my overall portfolio could definitely have a little bit more exposure, but let me know what you guys think about that one down below. Now, also, if you guys have been following me for a while, which I hope you guys all are, or if you haven't, please subscribe. But I do have my 1,000 shares of Apple stock, and I've talked about it for pretty much over a year now, that I'm planning on selling off my shares of Apple, at least a lot of them, because I do want to reinvest this money into things like SHD, and I also want to buy even more Realty income, because I just can't get enough. I need more real estate exposure, even more than I already have. Now, with this play, of course, the main reason is because I would really be able to up my dividend income substantially. And I honestly also want to be more diversified because, like I said a second ago, I'd be taking a lot of that money and moving it into things like SHD, or even moving some of that money from Apple into things like JEPQ, and maybe even some more of that into Devo. Now, my shares of Apple stock have done very well for me long term, and I really can't complain, but I do think, especially because I do have the strategy of raising my dividend income pretty substantially over the next year, I think it's time to trim off some of this Apple and move it into some different stocks or ETFs, and comment down below if you guys have any ideas there. But it's pretty exciting to see this portfolio grow as much as it has in dividend income over the last year now. And now that we're sitting at over $26,000, I guess the next goal here would be $27,000, which hopefully we can get to in the next few months. Now, lastly, heading back over to my master portfolio with all my positions across my different portfolios right here, I wanted to also share with you guys that I think I might be trimming off some of my smaller positions in this portfolio, selling them just to sort of consolidate the portfolio. And I think I did this a few years ago, and it's kind of nice just to sort of clean things up, especially with the new year being here, and just to get things a little bit more dialed in. But now I want to hear from you guys down below, out of the portfolio right here as it sits currently, what is your number one favorite position in the portfolio that you think I should add more of over the next year? Like I said, in my eyes, I think I'm going to be adding a ton more SCHD along with some more Realty income and some others. But which position, stock or ETF, are you the most bullish of all when it comes to this portfolio as it sits? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.